Troy University, the College of Communication and Fine Arts, and the John M. Long School of Music proudly present the Sounds of the Season.
Good evening, everybody. By the way, that was the Troy Musical Theater Concert Chorale and the Jazz Combo to start things off for us. My name is Bobby Horton. I am so very happy to be here with you at Troy University tonight. And I'm honored to be here with these wonderfully talented young people and these people I will be introducing to you through the night. Tonight's theme is Christmas traditions. Did you know that come on up. People come and go so quickly here in Oz. We've been flash mobbed, folks, and how about those flashers? That's the Wind Ensemble, the Troy Wind Ensemble. Well, this Christmas is full of surprises already. We're early in the season. One of those traditions I'd like to talk about right now is the singing of Jingle Bells. Now, Jingle Bells is unusual because, number one, it does not mention the Nativity, Santa Claus, brotherly love, or given to the poor and needy. And yet, we just sing it every year. I always envisioned the composer of Jingle Bells sitting in his office way up in New England, and he looks out the window and he sees snowdrift, an old snowman some kid had built, and some snowball fights, and all of a sudden here comes a one-horse open sleigh, and he goes, bing, and he gets the idea to write Jingle Bells. But in actuality, in 1857, the fellow that wrote this tune was looking out his window at humidity and palmetto trees because he was in Savannah, Georgia. His name was James Pierpont, and in actuality, this is now an official Christmas classic. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleigh song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was long and lame, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank and we got up the trot. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Robbie! Open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yeah. Great job, Robbie. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Robbie Gibson. Robbie teaches guitar here at Troy. That's a wonderful thing. You know, we're talking tradition, but you know, y'all, I bet you know this wonderful carol. You know that one? You remember that one? It's called the Coventry Carol. And when I was a kid, they used to play the Little Drummer Boy on radio, and I fell in love with that tune. And I can remember taking grass cutting money and going and buying that album that had it on it. And one of the added bonuses, it had wonderful Christmas tunes throughout. It was the Harry Simeon Chorale. I'll never forget it. But my favorite song that was on there was called the Coventry Carol. And that's the way it basically goes. Now, I did a little research on the history of this tune and found that there was a medieval play called The Massacre of the Innocents, which took place from 1550 to 1650, roughly, in Coventry, England. Now, this was a play about, if you think back to the biblical story of when Herod heard that there had been a king born in his kingdom, he was most upset, and so he ordered all male children 2 and under killed. And so his soldiers would come around and take the baby boys from all the mamas. Well, that's what the play is about. And from that play came the Coventry Carol. Now, it was written from the viewpoint of the mother that's sitting there holding her sweet, precious son, waiting for the soldiers to come and get him. It's a terribly moving story. Now, this song came to America in the late 16s and probably early 17s, and it made it all through the colonies. And that when it got into the mountains and hills in the southern part of our country, the people didn't really get the music. They got the text, but no music. So they made up their own melody. And I'd like to share that with you because it's a little Americana. But before I do, I'd like to say, in these words, you'll hear lulee, lulay. And that is Old English slang for I saw. I saw. This is what I saw. Lulay, thou tiny little child, bye-bye, lulay, lulay. Lulay, thou tiny little child, bye-bye, lulay, lulay. Oh, sisters, too, how may we do to persevere this day? To this poor childling for whom we do sing bye-bye, lulay, lulay. Herod the king in his raging charge, yet he has this day his soldiers in their strength and might, bye-bye, lulay, lulay. Then woe is me, poor child, for thee, and ever mourn and say, for at thy parting nor say nor sing bye-bye, lulay, lulay. And when the stars in gathered dew in their far venture stay, then smile as dreaming little one, bye-bye, lulay, lulay. Now the Troy Concert Chorale is going to show us how it was sung in Coventry in the long ago. way back in World War II, my dad found himself stuck in North Africa. He'd just gone over in November. Here it is in 42, and it's Christmas time. And well, this is a helmet just like the one he wore. How about that? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chase. But he was in there with his buddies, and believe it or not, they were just so down in the dumps. I mean, every one of them, because they were in North Africa for starters. And number two, they weren't home, and it's Christmas time. But they found a shortwave radio and got it to work. And believe it or not, from the deserts of Tunisia, they were able to pick up the BBC in London. And Pop said the very first song they heard changed everything for all of them. And that's because it made them think of home and why they're there. And the song was, now, as we sit here tonight among these incredibly talented people, there are men and women who are all over the world protecting us and our freedoms and keeping us safe, where we can have events just like this. And as Populous sings this Robert Smith, American Christmas, let's think about them, shall we? Thank you, sir.
When I'm far away, the season's drawing near, I remember home at that magic time of year. I think of family and a tear comes to my eye. I hope that all are safe and sound while I am standing by. I read the greetings sent from loved ones from afar, and all I want is a single gift with 50 shining stars. All I want is an American Christmas. From the tree in Rockefeller to Macy's big parade, in New England they drink eggnog while riding horse-drawn sleighs. The oranges in Miami and the roses in L.A. The choir of Salt Lake City sings Stars Shine in Bethlehem, PA. Families gathered around the tree with presents on the floor. A twinkle in my father's eye as children search for more. Mama's serving cookies and Granny's rocking in her chair. My stockings hung above the fire in hopes that I'll be there. I read the wishes sent from children from afar, and all I want is a single gift with 50 shining stars. All I want is an American Christmas. In Nashville they have Opry lights that twinkle through the night. Chicago's got the Magnificent Mile and trees with candlelight. And down in San Antonio, the river walks aglow. Seattle's Winterfest beneath the needles, quite a show. Christmas in America stands for peace and goodwill towards men, and the silver bells of freedom are ringing once again. Ring it once again. As I sit to write a Christmas card, I wonder what to say. My wish for you is to know the joy of each and every day. Please kiss my mom and hug my dad. Please tell them I am fine. And share a cup of Christmas cheer with friends of every kind. Whether it's Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, or Noel, our wishes for the future are the ones that time will tell. We share a common dream for peace, no matter where we're from. To live our lives in harmony, live as though we've just begun. I read the wishes sent from children near and far, and all I want is a single gift with 50 shining stars. All I want is an American Christmas. I wish you an American Christmas.
That was Chase Wingard and Populous.
The Season of by Jermaine Van Buren Jr. Seasons change, spring showers dry up, summer suns cool down, autumn leaves crumble. This is the season of. The season of doors held open, the season of morning time jingles, the season of red and green wrapping paper, the season of joy. Where elbows aren't on tables and swaddled babes rock to sleep in cradles. Where shoppers crack open their pocketbooks and grandpas nestle in their reading nooks to tell winter tales of wagging reindeer tails while anxious children listen on. Why do we have to wait to sing this song? Can we not sing this song all year long? But it's a special time of year. Silver bells ring crystal clear and the dust dances off the dining room chandelier. This is the season of laughter over 3 p.m. ham hock gobbling, a 4 p.m. sweet potato pie slurping, a 5 p.m. coffee ground grumbling, and 6 p.m. pig skin tossing. Backyard games with brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers and fathers washing dishes, singing carols in C, their melodies waltz in perfect harmony, and love is in the air. Gusts of wind blow frosty kisses to puffy white clouds, and the clouds, so bashful, cry flaky tears that cake up driveways and rooftops. What will we do when this season is done? When the nuts are done cracking and the contest is won and the honey dries up on the brown yeast buns? What can we do to prepare our hearts for when it all comes to an end? When thank you cards have been sent and coin purses have been spent, how will we put a bow on a time such as this? With precious care, of course. With close attention to detail, we must cherish every second that passes, every bubble in champagne glasses, every syrup drop in amber molasses, every grape in wine chalices, every leaf of the sassafras branch ground into a cold bottle of root beer sits softly on the taste buds. Softly, gently, the night unfolds its splendor, twinkling stars ginger aside for sleigh bells trailing. The crescent moon shines luminously, never failing to light even the darkness. When it is time to put this season to bed, to tuck it in underneath the covers, fluffing the pillow and flicking off the lamplight, I'll sing a quaint lullaby of Christmases long ago, when the squirrels leaped from pine to pine tree, when the mice pitter-pattered on wooden floorboards, when the turtle doves chirped and cooed merrily, and the kids napped snoozingly, free from afternoon chores. It's the season of glad tidings. It's the season of benevolence. It's the season of warm fuzzies. It's the season of togetherness. It's the season of peace.
That was Quentin Cockrell. Thank you, Quentin. That was lovely. The celebration of Christmas in America has a fascinating history. In colonial days, the southern colonies did in fact celebrate Christmas, usually with a family dinner, a small family dinner, and some Bible readings, and maybe 2 or 3 Christmas songs if they knew any. Most of them did. However, to say the celebration of Christmas was discouraged in New England during this time is probably an understatement. Because in the state of Massachusetts, if you were caught celebrating Christmas, they levied a fine on you, and you had to pay the government that fine, or you get into the hoosecow at Christmas. And in Connecticut, the legislature went so far as to pass a law, number 1, prohibiting the celebration of Christmas and the baking of mincemeat pies. I thought you needed to know that. Now, I'm proud to introduce the Troy Wind Ensemble with Adrian Hicks with Sing We Now of Christmas.
I did it. 'Tis over. Well, that was beautiful. The year 1836, the year of the siege of the Alamo, saw the first state in the Union recognize December 25, Christmas Day, as an official state holiday. And that state would be, anyone? Alabama. We are number 1. But now, ironically, the history books, they all say that, but the good folks at the Alabama Archives in Montgomery can't find any evidence of that whatsoever. So I hate to put a damper on that, but, you know, well, let's just go with it. What do you say? Now it's time, I'd like to say, Dr. Dave Camwell and the Troy University Jazz Quartet. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Like, wow. In the mid-1800s, people in rural Alabama and throughout the Southland would invite friends and family over to have a barbecue. They would fire their guns into the air just like they did on the 4th of July because they were excited because they loved Christmas too. Then at night, as the sun started going down, they would take anvils. Now, every farm had an anvil because you had to repair your metal tools using an anvil to hammer on. You know, there wasn't a Lowe's or anything back then or Home Depot. So every farm had one, and they would take it out in the middle of a field, and they would turn that anvil over, and when you do so, there's a cavity that's under an anvil. And they would pack that thing with gunpowder, and they would take a fuse, they would set it up right, light the fuse, and run. And that thing went up and lit up the night sky like the space shuttle. And then later, they would take cloth and roll it into balls, and they would soak it in pine rosin or coal oil. And then they would set the things on fire and throw them at each other through the night. And that's called fireballing. And to me, that's a very logical way to celebrate the birth of the Christ child, don't you think? Our Southern ancestors did anyway. Now, I would like for you to please join me in welcoming Dr. Sarah Wee, along with the Wind Ensemble, to perform Breath of Heaven.
I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a babe inside, and I wonder what I've done. Holy Father, you have come and chosen me now to carry your Son. Wrath of heaven, hold me together, be forever near me, breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, lighten my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven. I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by this load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I walk this path alone? Be with me now. Be with me now. Breath of heaven, hold me together, be forever near me, breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, lighten my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy.
Sarah, that was stunning. Wasn't that beautiful? As one who's loved Christmas songs since a child, I always wondered, who is King Wenceslas? And why do I sing about him every Christmas when I have no idea who he is? And after you sing the song, you say, why did we sing that? But there's a story, there's a backstory, and it makes sense. Wenceslas is the Germanized version of the name Václav. Now, Václav the Good reigned in Bohemia from 922 till 929. He was not noted for any specific Christian virtues, but was noted for as a Catholic proselytizer. He was canonized for political reasons and not religious ones after he was murdered by followers of his brother. Now, his brother had Václav's or Wenceslas's remains interred in St. Vitus Cathedral in Prague, where he became a cult figure and a resort of pilgrims. Now, and finally, Bohemia, Czech Republic, their patron saint. Now, J.S. Neal, one of the great 19th century Englishmen who dug up hymns and particularly carols, translated these things, and he translated and rewrote Good King Wenceslas and fit it with a 14th century tune, and that's the tune that we know today. Now, Neal's carol is not based on any, one incident in the saint's life or anything he's known for, other than his kindness. And it's quite simply a wonderful illustration of the virtue of charity. It is St. Stephen's Day, which Stephen was the first Christian martyr. St. Stephen's Day is December 26 in England, and it's known as Boxing Day, and that is a traditional day for giving to the poor and needy. Now, the song Good King Wenceslas is nothing but a little sweet story of how a king and his page spotted a man that was in need and gave him food, drink, and wood for fire. And it's a lovely little story, and it goes like this. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou knowest it, telling yonder peasant who is he, where and what his dwelling. Sire, he lives a goodly hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither, thou and I will see him dine, when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage freeze thy blood less coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dented. Heat was in the very sod which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. Now here's the concert choir with Wei Ting Yang on the piano with Good King Wenceslas. That's lovely, isn't it? You know, tonight's theme is Christmas traditions. And the Christmas tree is one of our traditions, of course. Everybody knows that. But the first mention in our history of a Christmas tree came on December 25 of 1776 at Trenton, New Jersey. Now, Trenton, there was a British fort there that was staffed by German mercenaries. George Washington was on the other side of the Delaware River, and it was freezing cold. There was ice in the river, and these fellows were suffering mightily. But all night long, they rowed across the Delaware River. And on Christmas morning, they made a surprise attack, and they overwhelmed the German garrison that was there, the mercenaries. And they won the first really wonderful victory for the Patriots and gave hope to all in the colonies. Now, when they came upon this fort, the American soldiers came upon this fort, they found two things initially. They found drunken German soldiers. They put one on Christmas Eve, you know. And then they found Christmas trees, and that's the first time Christmas trees are ever mentioned in our history. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Populous. you're going to meet some talented people tonight, huh? Wonderful, wonderful. You know, one of the truly great traditions, keeping with traditions, of the season is the singing of Christmas carols in a group. It's time for us to do that. There are no exceptions out in that audience, okay? Okay, you just join with me if you would. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis a season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While we sing of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay, the little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Boy, y'all sound so good. What about this one? We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Hot belly.
O come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. O come, let us adore him. O come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Oh, you sound so good. Let's close with what is probably everyone's favorite, or if their favorite is close to it. This song was actually written in a tiny town up in the Alps in Austria in 1818. It was originally written for a guitar, and this is the way it is. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is wonderful. Thank you so much. You know, speaking of traditions, in the old days, that's all our ancestors had was singing, if you think about it, because there weren't lights, no electricity. You're sitting by the fire, killing time, and there's nothing better than to sing and kill time. In 1982, the group based in Alabama called Alabama recorded Christmas in Dixie. Now, Mr. Joe Smith is going to be up here, and he's going to sing for you Christmas in Dixie with Populous. And let's welcome Joe and Populous, please.
By now in New York City, there's snow on the ground. Out in California, the sunshine's falling down. Well, maybe down in Memphis, Graceland's all in lights. But in Atlanta, Georgia, there's peace on earth tonight. Christmas in Dixie, it's snowing in the pines. Merry Christmas from Dixie to everyone tonight. It's windy in Chicago. The kids are out of school. There's magic in Motown. Oh, the city is on the move. In Jackson, Mississippi. Oh, from Charlotte, Caroline, and all across the nation, it's a peaceful Christmas time. Christmas in Dixie, it's snowing in the pines. Merry Christmas from Dixie to everyone tonight. And from Troy, Alabama, Merry Christmas to night.
Joe Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Smith and Populous. Before we close out, I would just like to thank everybody for letting me be here, Dr. Blocker and Dr. Smith. I've been working with them over the last few weeks, talking on the phone and emailing and texting and that sort of thing that you do in 2019, you know? And I'm just so thankful that you let me come down here and be exposed to these incredible people. I'm very proud of Troy for lots and lots of reasons, but it's always an honor to come back here, and I thank you all for showing up tonight. I really do appreciate that, and I know these folks do, because let's thank the Troy Concert Chorale, the Music Theater Dance, Populous, the Wind Ensemble from the Troy Symphony Band, by the way, the Troy University Jazz Quartet, and the faculty, Thad, Sarah, Wee Ting, Dave, Adam, and Quentin. At the conclusion of the program, which is very soon, we want to follow the singers out to the Christmas tree, and we're going to have the annual lighting of the Troy Christmas tree. And say farewell to you at this time, but let there be peace on earth.
On behalf of Troy University, the College of Communication and Fine Arts, the John M. Long School of Music, and Troy Trojan Vision, thank you for watching, and we wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and the happiest of holiday seasons.